At one time, Mr. Noble, that same Mr. Noble, after whom the world-famous Nobel Prize was named, collected surface pools of oil from the ground not far from the Caspian coast and shipped them off for sale. That was a long time ago, of course, and today our oil and gas production and refining companies can boast of world-class facilities, and our gasoline, as you know, is the world's cheapest, costing only 2 cents per liter. Our country is also famous for other things, for example, for its fine carpets that can be described as unique works of art, and for the legendary Akhaltek horses that the Chinese have called, since ancient times, heavenly horses due to their beauty and grace. Today we can say that as a result of the phase-by-phase progressive reforms completed over the past 16 years, our country has become much stronger. We have been able to address many issues over that period, including food autonomy and safety, and the establishment of full-scale state governance structures. We have built hundreds of facilities, higher educational institutions, theaters, schools, hospitals, daycare centers, housing, and other projects. Suffice it to compare our capital alone, the city of white marble, Ashgabat, with what it was like just 15 years ago, and take a look at what it is today to assess the scope of work completed over that period, and the fact that our people have used today, for a long time, natural gas, electricity, water, and salt free of charge as public services, and this indeed speaks to the economic and financial strength and capacities of our states. Our housing rental fees remain purely symbolic, while prices of gasoline and other fuels are the lowest in the world. We today have not left a single person in need without pension or benefits in our country. If you look at our nation as part of the world community in the context of its relations with other countries, I can tell you that today Turkmenistan has no foreign debt to any international financial organization or institution or to any other state. On the contrary, many other countries owe us debts, but this indeed is a natural process addressed by negotiations. Our greatest asset, however, is our people, an integral part of Central Asian civilization with an eventful history and a profound ancient culture. Since ancient times, Islam has been the main religion in our country, even though religion is, of course, separate from the state and always has been. Although followers of many other religions also live there, we respect their choice and do our utmost to provide equal opportunities to all of them. We are proud of our language, traditions, art, and folklore, and we will do everything in our power to develop and preserve this precious heritage which we have inherited from our ancestors. But we treat our neighbors' history, culture, and traditions with equal respect. In a broader context, we recognize the unique nature of the culture and history of any nation on earth, and we are willing to conduct a dialogue in a culture vein with any country. Since the very first days of its independent existence, Turkmenistan has been characterized by this duality. We regard ourselves both as an integral part of world civilization, and on the other hand, we are following our own unique path in history and culture. This is in fact the key to understanding Turkmenistan's attitudes to the outside world, a philosophical groundwork that serves as a basis for the principles of our country's policy. At the regional level, we are guided by the principle of good neighborly relations. This includes all forms of mutually beneficial cooperation, a deep understanding of the commonality of our history and destiny, and mutual support and it unconditionally rejects the language of force, pressure, or threats. This principle of good neighborly relations is not merely an attractive concept. Our nation has learned this through pain and suffering over its centuries-long history, and we still recall the bitter lessons we learned whenever this principle was violated. In a still broader perspective, our good neighborly policy has been transformed into a policy of neutrality. By the unanimous approval of the United Nations, Turkmenistan was awarded the status of a neutral state in December 1995. As a result of this special status, we adhere to the principles of international law proclaimed by the United Nations. We participate in no blocs, and we abide by the principle of non-interference in the internal affairs of any other country. We take our participation in the work of the United Nations seriously and responsibly, and are providing active support to many programs sponsored by this most important of the international organizations. The main reason, in fact, for my current visit to New York today is to participate in the UN General Assembly and to address one of its sessions. In our interstate relations, we attach priority to building bilateral relations between nations. But this does not mean that Turkmenistan is not paying attention to cooperation with other international organizations. Indeed, we are maintaining active contacts with many of them by contributing our fair share to addressing the issues facing such organizations. Turkmenistan became independent in 1991, and from the very first day of its existence encountered an unbelievable number of challenges. I here have no possibility to dwell on this difficult period of our state's evolution within the time limits allowed. Let me merely say that we have been successful in overcoming the greatest challenges and in creating a new state, and in doing so while avoiding and not permitting any social conflicts. The country today is moving forward confidently and is enjoying political stability and economic recovery. Independent international financial institutions, such as the World Bank and the Asian Bank of Development, even by the most conservative estimates, are pointing to the sustainably high economic growth rates in the country. A dynamic international situation and continued development objectives are today dictating the need for new reforms of a higher order that would ensure real modernization in Turkmenistan and would place it on a par with the world's developed nations. This is why my presidential program outlines wide-ranging plans for reform in the country. The reform program is comprehensive in nature and includes the continued transformation and modernization of the economy and the improvement of our state institutions and public life, including the process of the further democratization of society. Our main goal today is to provide equal rights for all and to guarantee law enforcement. We also attach the greatest of importance to an integrated approach and to the coordinated development of all sectors of our economy. Of course, here we have our own priorities in this coordinated array of reforms. In the industrial sector, these priorities include energy and agriculture, whereas in the social sphere, these are medicine and education. And I will talk in more detail today about our plans for the development of the industrial, and in particular the energy sector,